going on, YouTube? This your boy Ari with the Rari Full Throttle. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for the love. Y'all do me a favor and comment where you from. I love to see where my viewers are tapping in from, all right? I love to see that first and foremost. Also, if you made money with me or Honey Drip, put a yes. I'm pretty sure it's a yes because we nearly kill it 90% of the time. So shout out to everybody who win. Here we go. We got people saying they checking in from the VA. We got folks saying they from Brooklyn. All right. Let's talk about it. Where y'all from? All right. I love to see where my viewers from. St. Louis, Houston, Little Rock, Arkansas. Nice. It's a crazy profile picture, Little Rock, Arkansas. Just playing with you. What we got? San Francisco, Villa Rica, Georgia. I keep hearing. I don't know where that is. Puerto Rico, Savannah, San Marcos, Texas. I hear something new all the time. All right, comment the word yes if you guys have made money with me. And then what we're going to do today is we're going to get into how I think you guys should attack the market. That's first and foremost. Then I also want to get into, some trades that I think would do good or not do so well or whatnot. Show you some trades that I took and the analysis behind the trades. And we're also going to talk about, what's happening next week. All right. So you guys do know that we are not trading tomorrow. So the markets are closed tomorrow. I'm personally going to be putting in work all tomorrow, and it's crazy because it's Labor Day. You're supposed to be off work. I believe in the opposite. I want to put in some work tomorrow. So, I want to do some market studies, everything like that. And if you made money with us, comment yes. All right. We got a bunch of yeses coming in. Let's see where they at. Where did it start at? Yes. 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 All right. Everybody tapping in. Yes. Killmonger. Yes. 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 All right. I love it. Yes. 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 All right. Yes. 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 There we go, folks. So there you have it, folks. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody getting money with us. Everybody getting money. So before I even start talking about what we need to get into, I want to first say this about stocks. Give you guys a little lesson here so you guys understand the stock market and why it's always going to go up and how to attack it from there. And, the way the world works based on how I see it. Now, first of all, you guys have to realize that many people are starting to now invest. I recently saw a statistic about how people are starting to sports bet more, and that's beyond not true. Don't believe the hype. Investing in stocks will always be the greatest asset, and I've proven that through leaps. I've proven that through options. I've proven that through growing an account, right in you guys' faces. You can actually live off stocks. You can actually hold stocks long term. That is why I believe the power of stocks will always trump any other asset. Now, the only other asset that I like other than stocks, my second favorite asset would be real estate. But first of all, let me explain to you guys something. So remember, stocks are about supply and demand and driven by hype as well. So stocks can go up for one or two reasons. Number one, someone's profits keeps going up quarter over quarter, correct? Someone just became profitable and now is building up hype for the new investors, right? So let's just say this line is profitability, right? And then there's a stock who's been teetering this line, like Tesla was once, under the profitability scale. So whenever a stock, breaks out in profitability, that could make it go up. And then simply year over year, quarter over quarter, profits increasing, revenue increasing, and net profit increasing. All right. So now we all know if you ever started a business, even if it's small, I don't care if you're a barber, a hairstylist, look at that like a stock real quick, correct? So let's just say that there are seasons that you make money. Same with companies. It's about studying the company, knowing the timing of the company, knowing what season the company is in, whether they are in a hype-driven season, whether they are in a correctional period, whether they are just simply going skyrocket up because they keep generating profits bigger quarter after quarter after quarter, right? And, is there something going on news wise? Because let's just say, whenever COVID happened, all stocks took a hit, right? Whenever the inflationary period happened, all stocks took a hit, right? But that doesn't mean these are bad companies, the world is going to end, this and that. It means you as an investor got to figure out when are the billionaires and millionaires going to load the box. All right. So right now we see a lot of billionaires and millionaires, what is it, Warren Buffett, a lot of them are selling stocks. So one thing I do want you to know is whenever they start taking profits at highs, that doesn't mean we're going to fall from here. That means that it could go up one more time and we could fall. I do believe if we pop up one more time, I personally believe it is time to take profits. That's why I believe in holding shares and leaps, because I have shares in every company that I do leaps on. So that means that I can take profits on the leaps. And because I have shares, if this keeps going up, I still make money. Then I can buy puts against my shares. See, portfolio managing is one of the strongest things you can learn about the stock market. But like I said, remember, companies, let's just say a company is going up, up, and up, right? A company can only have so many consecutive quarters of profitability, correct? No matter who you are, there will be a top, whether you're a music artist, your song charts, and then it's downhill from there, right? But the best artists, the best companies know how to correct that down period. Anybody can go up real quick, whether it's business, stocks, anybody. Your company is going to make profits, right? And let's just say every 3 months, you're making more than the last 3 months, right? There's going to come a time where you plateau, correct? No matter who you are, no matter what you do. So all companies will eventually plateau, right? So when they plateau at the top where there's iPhone, look at iPhones. iPhones even eventually plateaued. It got to a point where Americans just stopped buying iPhones as many as they did at one point. But it was like a 10-year stretch of iPhones could not stop going up. Apple could not, it was a freight train, right? And then eventually it came to a stopping point. And then what does Apple do when iPhones come to a stopping point? They reinvent themselves. So why am I telling you this? Because it is important that you invest in companies that know how to keep going and reinvent themselves over and over and over again. That is why the news is important. The news doesn't help you trade. A lot of you believe you can trade off the news. No, the news is just there to tell you what company has the ability to keep making sure when they fall from the top, it doesn't fall too far down. And then there's some companies who can't control the fall, like a Snapchat, like a Roku. Roku can't control that during COVID, everybody wanted to stay at home and watch TV. Peloton couldn't control that during COVID, people were buying exercise bikes because they couldn't go outside and bike, or they couldn't go outside. You get what I'm saying? So that means that they can't control that fall. Unfortunately, some companies can't control profits dropping from its highs because either something crazy happened, like for instance, Crocs. Crocs are in huge style right now, correct? But that's a fad. Crocs will eventually correct. There will come a time where some new shoe will come out, and now we're not into Crocs anymore. And then even New Balance. New Balance is experiencing a uproar of increased prices due to trends, supply and demand. There's a demand for a new style. Who's supplying it? Right now it's Crocs and New Balance. Nike will always figure out how to reinvent themselves. But right now, the hot topic is Crocs, correct? So you guys got to understand that about stocks. Now, let's get into what's going on this week. All right, now that you guys understand a little bit about how stocks work, supply and demand, who's supplying the demand. All right, first of all, we do not have trades on Monday, correct? So tomorrow is a free day. I advise you guys to do some studying if you're into stocks. If not, enjoy your family. Ain't nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, y'all. We only live once. But at the same time, we live in America. So guess what we have to do, folks? We have to learn how to get money. You live in a society where getting money is how you take vacations, how you buy fly cars, how you put your kids through college, how you do all of this, right? So it's good that you have people like me who can teach you how to get some money. So let me teach you how to get some money. All right. Tuesday, we have institutional supply management manufacturing index. Nothing really going on Wednesday. What do we have? We have, I don't even know what that's going on. We don't really have anything. We have factory trade balance. Thursday, nothing really going on. All I be looking for is CPI, consumer price index, stuff like that, data coming out. So could we break resistance? Let's go see real quick. So I'm going to tell you guys something. Notice how I always go to SPY. We are near all-time highs once again, right into Labor Day. We V-shaped recovered from that whole little debacle where they were talking about, what were they saying? The market is going to, people lost $2 trillion, all that propaganda. And it works every time because what they do is they stop you guys from investing, wanting to buy the dip. Whenever stocks dip like this and you keep getting bad news after bad news, see, I noticed that the news is a manipulative type of entity that is meant to manipulate the average Joe. Now, one thing I want you guys to understand too is when you lose money, someone makes money. So that means, what do you guys think happens when you lose a trade, when you lose on stock investments? You think the money just goes into thin air? That's what you guys think? Where do you think that money goes? So first and foremost, I want all of you to understand that. Where does the money go? It goes so basically when you lose, someone wins. I want you to understand that. For every seller, there's a buyer. And for every buyer, there's a seller, correct? So that's how the stock works. Anyways, we are near all-time highs, correct? We're near all-time highs. The thing I want you guys to understand is that when we're near all-time highs, it is important to be cautious. We could either reject or break resistance. Everybody comment what you think is going to happen here. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think we're going, right in the comments, do you believe we're going to reject at all-time highs or break resistance? All right. So I personally think, based on the fact that we have the election in November, I personally hope that we break resistance. I believe that, I'm not sure. Most people think bearish. Let's go look at the fear and greed indicator while we're at all-time highs. Fear and greed indicator, fear and greed. So you go to, you Google fear and greed and you go here to the CNN and we should be near greed somewhere. Yep, we're at greed. All right. I believe when we get towards extreme greed one more time, that's my prediction. Now, granted, does that mean you should base your whole investment knowledge off my prediction? For one, you guys got to also think I'm also, I'm not, put it like this. This is all my opinion and you guys are here to hear my opinion, correct? So I personally believe we should break resistance, and then this next resistance break will be the downfall. Now, if we reject here, no big deal. Cool. But if we break resistance, I do believe you should start taking profits on leaps and things like that. If we get one more resistance break, wouldn't be surprised if we resistance break. We've been breaking resistance. So one thing I realize about bull trends is to never fight the trend. So even if you decide to be a smart ass, I'm going to buy puts here. Remember, you are taking a risk. People have been trying to short, not we, because I haven't. I know somebody who tries to short the market all the time and have lost. People have been trying to short every single top, but you can't figure it out. They tried to short this top, couldn't figure it out. Tried to short this, tried to short this, tried to short that. And then when you least expect it, that's when they fall. Tried to short this, thought they got something, and it kept going, correct? So I'm not a fan of shorting in a strong bullish market, if I had to be honest with you guys. You know, I do believe if we get one more pop, that will be, the last of it. But at the same time, I'm not going to bet against this market. This market is too strong. It's a lot going on, election going on. I think we should run to election. Now, let's get into some of the stocks that I like. Now, granted, I personally believe you should be day trading here. I know a lot of you want me to give you a nice swing play, but think about it. How can I give you a swing play when we're at resistance? How can I give you a bunch of calls when we're at resistance? But new traders won't understand that. So there are certain plays that I was able to get into, and I'll show you. I was able to get into PDD recently, and this is a swing. And this is the funny thing. Read this, what I have to tell my chat. PDD, starters. I promise you, within 5 minutes of getting into this trade, you already have doubters. Look at this. This is going to be red. Oh my God. What are we going to do? This face. Man, come on, man. Like, you really getting into this stock? Red stock, right? And then you have mostly 90% of people who believe in it. Of course, 99%. Then you got that 1% who like, man, what's going on? So I realize even me as a leader, I have to inform my people, hey, this is a swing. Please avoid swinging if you're going to panic sell or lack patience. Just day trade. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Day trade if you want instant winners. They'll never listen. They'll still want a swing to pop 100% within an hour of entering. And I tell them starters, meaning we may add. So that means never go all in your first entry. Always save yourself some room to add. And then we add, boom, we hit 30%, trim 50% of your position, right? So I show them 94 calls are at 30%, correct? And I make 5K off this, correct? And this is the 94 calls, PDD 94 calls. This is not edited, this is truth, correct? Then we get to 40%. They like, oh shit, you the GOAT now. Oh man. Now what's up with these people? Where are they at now? Where are the, where's this? Where are these people at? They're nowhere to be found, correct? Nowhere to be found. We're up 40% now. Now we're up 50%, correct? And I am up 9K off this stock, right? I'm up 9,000. So, and I'll show you guys why I got into PDD, I'll show you guys real quick. And comment the word trial if you want to take all my plays. Because one thing about me is I post my plays. And here's another thing, folks. Before I even get into that, you see what happened here? Here's another reason why you need to listen to yourself. Correct? This person told me, stay away from PDD. Not good financially. Lots of Chinese consumer headwinds and very strange institutional flow over the last month or so. Not worth it. Safer plays out there, right? Now, granted, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but telling someone who taught you how to trade, for one, I taught him. I know who this guy is. I taught you how to trade, and now you're telling me what's bad investments. And you know what I told? I kid you not, 2 days later, I make 9K off this stock. 2 days later, this is what I make. Correct? So I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all. I don't listen to other people about my investments. And here's a prime example why. Notice how if I would have listened to him, I wouldn't have signaled that. I wouldn't believe in myself. But guess what, folks? I do my own research. That's the reason I scratched his name out, because I actually taught this guy how to trade. In fact, I've helped him make over 400K. This guy. So I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I just thought, okay, here we go with the Star Wars shit. I'm Master Yoda. He's whoever the guy who Yoda taught. Now he's trying to fight me with his lightsaber. You know how it goes. You teach somebody, now all of a sudden they want to outshine the master. Hey, master, I know you taught me how to make 400K, but now you don't know what you're talking about out of nowhere, correct? And I told him, listen here, guy, I have experience with not following what other people say. Somebody told me Meta was a terrible investment. And I go make 250 racks off Meta. So I told him, listen, dude, I have experience with not listening to people about investment advice. I only follow my own advice. Want me to tell you why? Because I do this shit. If I would have listened to the person who told me not to invest in Meta, I would not have made 250K. I legit made 250K off Meta. Legitly made 250 racks off Meta. And then I go make 9K when somebody tells me that this was a terrible investment. So why am I telling you guys this? Not to shit on this guy, but to explain to you guys why you should believe in yourself. Why you should not just always listen to people when they tell you to doubt yourself. This is literally 2 days prior. Like, he literally told me this 2 days before I go make 9,000. Think about that. So let me show you why I even got into PDD. For one, this guy said that PDD is a terrible investment and they aren't making any money, yada, yada, yada. Let me go back. Here we go. So if you don't even have to go to the balance sheet. You can go to TradingView and see it for yourself. All right. They bought in 12.5 billion this quarter. The next quarter, what do they bring in? 12 points. So they didn't bring in more revenue this one, but I think they brought in more, But look, they go up the next quarter, 13.3 billion. So they making more revenue quarter over quarter, year after year, correct? You can go to their balance sheet. So that's another thing. I said, dude, you just said they have a terrible balance sheet. If you go to and these are the guys who own Temu. So Temu, PDD Holdings owns this company. Now, I'm not sure who they are or what they do, but from what I'm hearing, they are the new Wish. There's always a new whatever. I put a me if you shopped at Temu. I've heard of them. I see their commercials. I don't know what they do, but from what I'm hearing, is they're a Chinese company who sells a bunch of cheap shit, and they're nothing but another Wish, in my opinion. All this shit, I don't get it. I don't know if this stuff works. Oh, you guys do shop there? Is it good? Put a yes if it's good or something. Tell me about it. Somebody give me like a quick testimonial of their experience at Temu. I'm not sure what's going on with this company, but from what I'm seeing, it's another Alibaba, another whatever, right? But this is a holdings company. So PDD is a company that holds various other companies. Somebody said me. Okay, so people do. Somebody said they like Wish better. They on TikTok. Okay. Delivery. So much mail for I don't know what that means. What is y'all experience? It's cheap. Depends on what you get. Somebody said they products are very good. Okay. So I know they own Temu. Somebody said items are shit and don't look like the pictures. Okay. Depends on what you get. Addictive. It's like Wish. They got some good stuff, but you have to pay for the good stuff. Okay. Cool. I'm not sure what's going on with this, but you know, they've been making profit over profit. Let me go to their balance sheet real quick. So let's go to their balance sheet. This is a company that I actually made 9K from, really 10,000 from Yahoo Finance. And let's go find out real quick. So let's go to PDD. You got to look at the reviews before you buy. I don't buy cheap shit, so I wouldn't know. If I need a couch, I'm going to goddamn IKEA. If I need some shoes, I'm going to StockX. If I need anything, my ass is going to get the most expensive shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So I don't even know how to shop for cheap shit. But I will give it a try. All right. I'm going to try Temu. I don't know how to do that. All right. So let's see. Look at this, folks. Year over year profit. Year over year profit, PDD Holdings. In fact, they are making 30 billion more year after year. And TTM, trailing 12 months. 30 billion more. So this person is telling me this company is shit because they're Chinese. And I'm looking at their balance sheet and I'm like, shit. Like Soulja Boy said, Drake, shit. Nigga, these motherfuckers just they literally tripled their profits or making like 30 billion more every year. 3 consecutive years. Shit. How can you say somebody is shit and you go look at their balance sheet and does this say shit? Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. How can you say somebody is shit and they're making their net income is 30 billion more year after year? So I'm like, Drake, shit, boy, you crazy. So let's go look at their quarterly statements. 15 billion, 23 billion, 27 billion, 32 billion. So I'm like, how can you say this company is shit and quarter after quarter they're making more money? Year after year they're making more money. So I'm like, shit, come on now, man. Come on now. You can't possibly. And look, this is another thing that people don't understand. Okay, check this out. They failed on earnings by 3%. But what does that mean? They estimated to make 3.7, but they made 13.3, my fault. They were estimated to make $13.7 billion. But they ended up reporting 13.35 billion. But yes, they failed on earnings, but they still made more revenue than they made the prior. See what I'm saying? 12, they were estimated to make 10, but made 12 their last. And then they go and even though they lost, they still made more money. See that? So of course I'm buying this dip. And then this dip just so happened to be a nice dip. Look where this dip fell. On the weekly third touch. So I'm like, this dude is out of his mind. You're going to tell me what's a bad investment, and I see 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches of support while being oversold on the RSI, on the daily charts. All right, so we go to the daily chart. This is the weekly chart. You see that they on a nice trend line while they're profiting year over year with a oversold on the RSI while on a nice trend line. So of course I bet the house on this shit. I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm betting the house. And then I bought the dip some more and I go make what? But look, I'm the type of person who's going to tell you what I'm going to buy. See what I'm saying? So you ain't got to worry about that. I'm going to let you know what I buy. Comment the word trial, pay your $35, come into our chat, go to the read first. All right, so you come into the chat. This is the swing trades I take. I'm in the swing trade channel, the option signal part. Comment the word trial or click the link in the description if you're on YouTube, and I'll pin the link in the comments. Go to the read first. follow the 6 steps, and then go to free courses. Take all of these. And I say this all the time. If you know nothing about stocks, spend time in here and you guys will be prepared. Now, paper trade first to learn. Don't come in throwing in your real money yet. See if you like it. Take a month or a week, however long you need. I would recommend a month of paper trading. I give you the steps to be profitable. If you really want to learn this skill, I think about it, folks. In 3 days, I made 9K. And you want to know how much I invested? I invested to make this 9K. Let's see how much I invested. So think about it. If I'm up 54% here, that means I had to have put in 12K here. You could do the math. If I'm up 6,700 on this contract, I put in 12K to make 6,700, and that's in 3 days. Then for here, if I'm up 40% while up 2,000, then that means I put in about another 6K. So I put in 18K to make 9K. And as you can see, I'm up 51%. So that's true. I put in roughly 17 to 18,000 to make this. So I bet largely on this. So think about it. I'm not some fucking idiot. I'm not going to bet 17,000 on something I believe is going to go down. Do you really think I'll put in 17 grand on some shit that hell nah. I'm not retarded. I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I laugh at shit like this. Cause I'm like, I just did all this research. And if he would have charted the shit himself instead of watching the news, he would see what I saw. A trend line. A nice trend line, correct? So I'm gonna get off my soapbox and we're going to get into what else I see. All right, I put in 17K to make that. Somebody said he ain't even talking about the leap 2. Oh yeah, exactly. Somebody said he ain't even talking about the leap 2. Exactly. I made money on the leap 2. So that's the thing. Like, yes, I'm up big on that too. So yes, I'm up over about 10K on it. I made 10,000 in 3 days off this one stock that I really like. But at the same time, is it a risk, folks? Yes. Am I guaranteed? No. Remember, folks, I am taking what is called high probability setups, meaning I don't know that this stock is going up for sure. I just know that I have indicators and I do research. I watch balance sheets and I take on the risk. That's what this shit is about. So for all of you, like, damn, like you put up 17K. What if you would have lost that 17K? Then I would have lost it. But at the same time, that is my risk tolerance. One day I'll be putting up 100 racks on my research, but I'm not there yet. Everybody starts somewhere. I'm only 28. Give me some time. One day I'll be putting up 100 racks on everything I put up. But, you know, right now I'm putting up a 25 for everything I see. You know, about 15 to, I'll say from 10K to 25K. That's my range. And you got to know your range and you got to stick to your range. That's my range. That doesn't mean that's your range. Your range might be $500, which it should be when you're starting out. Your range should never go over 1,000 because you are not an experienced investor. So your range should be in between 300 to $1,000 when you first start off. That's what my range was. Then it went to 1,000. Then it went to 2,000, 2,500. Then it went to 5,000. Then it went to 10,000. Now it's at 15,000. And then now it's at around 25K per trade. But it goes up and up. And then don't let nobody rush you. Because people try to do that to me online. Oh, you a millionaire, so why you ain't putting up 100 racks? Nigga, mind your business. Trading is an individual sport. I don't let somebody pick and choose how I need to invest. I'm moving at my own pace based on what I can emotionally tolerate with my risk as a young 28-year-old investor. And you got to be the same way. Move at your own pace. A lot of you quit trading because you're pocket watching somebody else, mad because you're not on their level yet. Remember, you can't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 10. There was a point of time where I used to be happy about making $170 in one week. Let me show you guys so you guys will know that we all start somewhere. So just so you guys don't feel like, oh, well, Aristotle, if I'm not on your level instantly, then I need to quit. I'm going to show you guys something real quick about, it was a point of time where I started somewhere too. So I'm going to go to my old Instagram so you guys can get some motivation on where I started. Everybody starts somewhere. So you just got to play at your own risk. Don't pocket watch nobody. All right. Let me show you guys something. So let's bring this up real quick. As you can see, I started somewhere too. You know, I started buying shares and I used to be happy making $1,500 in 1 month. See that? I used to be so happy. You couldn't tell me, look at me, look at this caption. This was a minute ago. This was how long ago? Oh, September 1st, 2018. So yes, and I was so happy. I'm like, shit, I made $1,500 in 1 month, 20%. I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't tell me shit. But guess what? Everybody wanted to learn from me. So everybody like, how the hell are you so rich? It's because at this time, I was the only young black man investing on the internet. And you can look it up, you can timestamp it, you can do whatever you want to do. There's nobody who wrote a book before me. Name somebody who had a book that's young black, that's young and black. So I gave, at this time, I was a breath of fresh air for my community. My community wanted to learn how to invest. I was doing this prior to 2020, as you can see. My community wanted to learn, and then they chose me to teach. See what I'm saying? So I would post my progress, and I would show them, look, I would even do the screen record back in the day. I would show them that my shares, I would say, look, guys, this is what I'm in. I used to show my whole portfolio just like this. See that? This is years ago. This is September 1st, 2018. And I used to tell them my plan. I told them, look, y'all, at the time, this was my plan. I said, look, I'm going to be a millionaire in 15 years. I manifested it. I had a 15-year plan. I said, look, this is how I'm going to be a millionaire. I taught them the game years ago in 2018. I said, in 15 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. And here's how, right? And my plan was to have a 30% return by putting in $400 every month. And I would have this. That's what I was going to do. And my starting amount was $9K, which I had. And then for all of you, like, how the hell are you going to get a 30% return? Motherfucker, I made that in 1 month. Yeah. Before you doubt me, I knew I could do it because I did it. And I used to write down my shares and notes. Right? So before you say, how the hell are you going to get 30% in a year? I did it in a month, motherfucker. Don't play with me. So this was my plan. I had a 15-year plan to be a millionaire. I was 22 and I said I would be a millionaire by 37. While everybody else focused on retiring at 65, I'm going to be 37. And I joined the Army at 18. So I was going to be a millionaire by the time I got out the Army with a retirement check. That was my plan, you know, but I got so good at this shit that boom, I made a 570 in a day. You feel me? I got so good to the point where I'm like, hold up, this shit is starting to look. Now I'm making it went from making 1,000 in a month to 1,000 in a week. So I'm like, hold up. I was going to retire in 15 years. Now I'm looking at like, what the hell? I can retire before that. I've been sporting this Aristotle brand before, this shit hit social media. Yeah, I've been fly, been fresh. Been talking about this Aristotle shit, right? So I say all this to say, folks, but then it sped up because, of course, and then I grew this account from about 5,000 to about 50 to 60K, like 55K. So I grew it with my own money. Then I got into options, grew this account to 55K, but I put it on Aristotle Investments, Instagram instead, right? And boom, I wrote this book. Once I made a lot of money in this account, I wrote this book and said, look, guys, I know you guys been requesting me to teach you, but I can't teach all of you at once. So I wrote a book. This was 2019, a year before the pandemic. So that means, think about it. That means I was writing this book in 2018. If I dropped this book January 25th, 2019, I've been writing this book since September 2018, but nobody knew. Nobody knew I was writing this book the entire time. So I started writing this book in 2018, dropped it in 2019, a year before the pandemic. So I've been balling prior to the pandemic. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Because I want you guys to understand that you can start too. And then you're going to be happy with $100. Then you need, but you need to be happy though. You can't be looking at me and saying, man, Aristotle just made 170K off leaps in 1 month. So I need to either get that in 1 month or I quit. It took me literally it took 8 years. You're comparing it. You're not looking at 1 month. What you're really looking at is 8 years. That's how long it took of investing. I started in 2016 is when I first learned about stocks. Made my first investment in 2016. So you just seen me make 170 in a month, but no, that's 8 years. So don't expect to make what I make in 8 years. All right? No. So let's get into what I like for the week. I really believe we should day trade. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all. I believe you should day trade this week. I don't really see anything, but if I see something, I'm putting it in the chat. But I gave you guys game, and that's what's most important on Stock Sundays. The game I gave you guys today should return you some profit. You learn my setup from PDD. You learn a little bit about stocks. You got a free day tomorrow. I'm on a soapbox. I'm sitting here talking shit, and it's lit. But I'm telling you guys, I was happy when I made my first 100 in the stock market. I was happy when I made my first 1,000. I was happy when I made my first 10,000 in the stock market. I was happy when I made my first 20, 30, 60. Build this shit. Be willing to go through the levels. Don't let nobody scare you from the process. You got to have horse blinders on. This is your journey. And I believe I don't say that enough. I do. I believe I don't say that enough. I don't get on here and tell y'all every day, hey, this is your journey. Stop watching other people's plate. You watch another man plate too long, your food will start to get cold. I don't watch other men's investments. And even in my chat, even me and the admins, we don't be in competition about who can make the most money. We kick out those guys who be in competition with other people. We don't do that. Everybody's journey is individual. Okay, this man is killing it. Let him be. This person is killing it. Let him be. Motivation. All we need to know is, how did you do it? You get what I'm saying? I don't care about how much money you made. How the fuck is that going to make me my money if you ain't showing me how? So for instance, I made 170 in a week, but if you didn't make the same thing, how is that going to help you? You get what I'm saying? Like, what is me making 170 going to help you if I don't teach you how? You just looking at some big ass profits. That's all the shit be. I don't give a damn what anybody makes. I'm going to be honest with you. If he ain't trying to teach me how, congrats, but what am I supposed to do? If you gonna hold in the sauce, then I'm basically still broke. There's no point of me watching you. I don't want to watch you if you're not gonna show me how. You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, I may not be willing to take on the same risk that you did. So let me go back and figure out what I can do for myself. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I just want to know how, bro. I don't give a fuck about how much you made. I don't know about you guys. Yes, it motivates me too when I make money, when I see other people make money. But at the same time, I don't care if I don't. And on top of that, some shit just be, it be what it be. Like me, look at me. I'll show you guys real quick. Yeah, I made 160K in a week last week. But at the same time, am I out here throwing parties, celebrating this shit? No, because I've been here before. Sometimes you do have to act like you've been there before. I made it, and then I even withdrew some money. So I made 170 in 1 week. But at the same time, I got to act like I've been there before. I didn't celebrate. I didn't go to the club. I didn't throw a party and make a cake saying, ooh, I made 170 in a week. Because the reason why I don't do this is because I believe one day I will do something bigger. So I can't keep dwelling on my wins. You got to keep going. When I got 1 million followers, I didn't give a flying fuck. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't give a flying fuck when I got 1 million followers. The fuck does that do? What is it going to do? Get me more celebrity friends? What do they want? Something for free, and they ain't going to give me shit. You see what I'm saying? Lest we willing to exchange something, this is just a one-way friendship. So all of you chasing celebrities, there's a warning to you. It's a one-way friendship. Those guys are used to it being one way. The label gives me money. This person books me for a show. This person kisses my ass. This person kisses my ass. So I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm more so focused on my 5 real friends. Care about that shit. I care about raising my son. I posted my son the other day. That shit got a lot of likes. And I was like, damn. I don't even realize it, but I'm probably motivating some men to be more in their children's life. Yeah, we work hard. Yeah, we get into the bread. But at the same time, my son ain't going to remember how much money I got. He going to remember, whether I was there or not, those experiences. So I make sure I'm a present father. And I hope I can motivate other men to be present fathers. You get what I'm saying? Being a deadbeat ain't cool. Being a bitch ass nigga ain't cool. But a lot of people believe that's the cool way to do it. So, I say all that to say, man, make sure y'all tap in. It's your boy Aristotle Investments. We out for Stock Sundays. And yeah, man, God bless y'all. Tap in and family first.